गाइस हम लोग होपोनहोपोफ बस में बैठे हैं, तो अभी हम लोग कुछ एक एक्सप्लोर करने की कोशिश करते हैं। कुछ जगह पे उतर जाएंगे जिससे चीज़ सही लगेगी, जो ठीक नहीं लगेगी तो बैठ रह जाएंगे। सो लेट्स एक्सप्लोर द वाइहेके आइलैंड। गाइस ये जो है वाइहेके आइलैंड का मैप है ये, और ये बस के स्टॉप हैं कहाँ कहाँ ये रुके। तो मिला के 16 स्टॉप हैं, 17 सॉरी। तो हम कोशिश करते हैं।
And welcome to Waiheke Island. If you can hear me up there, please from your seat. Awesome, not so many people can hear me, but I saw a lot of people going upstairs. Please from your seat if you can hear me.
Yeah.
I'm much better, thank you. My name is Auckland and your driver with me today is Cody. We have 3 double deckers going on, which means we are on a 30-minute timetable today. When you stop somewhere, you get another bus approximately half an hour later. I say approximately because we try to remain on schedule, but we do have some workload until mid-December at Matiatia Bay, so we tend to get delayed because of that. We also get delayed. Again, ask me for it if you don't have it. If you want more than one during the day, the first is free and the second is $1 because of the inflation. Life is hard here on the island. Now for your safety on the bus, while we are in motion, please remain seated. I will say it until you sit. If I see you stand up, I will be saying, please sit, please sit, please sit, and you will get bored and tired of me until you sit. When you go upstairs or down, please be careful with your head. I cannot relate, I am too small, but the taller you are, the more careful you will want to be. Please also hold on the handrail because the stairs are pretty high. So we're going to be arriving pretty soon to our first stop. It's the entrance of our main village on Aroa. It's for the art complex. So we have an art gallery, library, cinema, theater, as well as our park where we got some sculpture from our local artists. So this is stop number 1 for the entrance of our village on Aroa Art Complex. Stop number 2 will be coming pretty soon. If you want to stop at the village, do not worry, you have stop number 2. It will take approximately 1 hour and a half. So you can stay with us if you wish to. So we are now entering the main village where you get some coffee shops, the gelato company for some ice cream. It is owned by a woman who won a culinary competition top chef. She decided she didn't want it to have a restaurant, but a gelato company. So you get ice cream and gelatos over there. So we also have Panice for Italian cafe, double shot for another coffee shop. Here we also have the Waikiki Wine Center if you want to buy your wine and you don't want to stop at every venue. So we also have some restaurants. For example, the Local or Vino Vino, they are both close to the Waiheke Wine Center. At the Local, it's a fish and chips restaurant. You get 10% discount with your Explorer ticket. And we also got some shops if you want to buy your souvenir. Just a heads up, we are on an island. We live by island time, which means everything will be closed by 5. That doesn't include restaurants and coffee shops and the Waiheke Wine Center for some reason. But if you want to buy some other type of souvenirs, I do recommend stopping by earlier.
Oh, buddy, you gotta get your one mirror. Oh, he's thinking it's fun.
क्या ये सेकंड स्टॉप है और इसका नाम है
When you get off the bus here at Oneroa, stop number 2, if you go down the stairs, you directly arrive at the beach. We have another beach, which is Little Oneroa Beach. We will be driving close to it after we leave the village. So this is stop number 2 for Oneroa main village here on the island. Stop Number 2. We now left Auckland village. To your left you can see Little Auckland beach. It's a little bit secluded, a little bit small, but it is both loved by visitors and locals alike. When the tide is low, you can walk all the way to the other side of the island. It's the narrowest part of the island, only less than 700 meters away. If you want to impress your colleagues, family members, friends, you can tell them in one day on Waiheke Island you went from one side to the other of the island without telling them it only takes 10 minutes. Adventure or much? So we are now heading to our third stop that is going to be for Goldie Estate and Kennedy Point's Vineyard. But at this time they're both closed. Kennedy Point will open at 11. We do recommend ringing them up to make sure they are open, to make sure they do the wine tasting. Sometimes they have private events and we cannot be sure of that. They don't say it every day on Google. They will just say they are open and maybe they are not. As for Goldie, they will only open at noon. However, before we arrive to our next stop, we first have to drive through Surfdale. Now you might think it's a really nice name for a little village where you might be able to surf. You might think, I should have bring my surfboard. You would be wrong. We cannot surf in Surfdale. This is probably one of the only things you cannot do. To your right you will see a brick house with a blue roof. So back in the days, 100 years ago, the house was not here, but a piece of land was to be sold. They decided they didn't want it to sell it. They wanted to give it away during a raffle where they would be giving the new name to the area. And this is why we got Surfdale. A woman put that name in the hat and it got picked up. She won the land and she won her name being the village. I will let you imagine what kind of other names we could have had, knowing that here in Surfdale, our main residential area, we have what every island wants, needs, and have, an Irish pub. You will be able to see where it is because of the flag. As for your left side, you will soon be able to be what I like to call the prettiest house. If I have enough tips before the end of my contract, maybe I will be able to buy it. It is $1 to $1.5 million for the cheapest lands around here. It is the cheapest area here in Surfdale. And I really love this house. Needs a little bit of repair, obviously. So as you can see, a lot of houses, they have water tanks. The reason behind it is because we don't have water supply here on the island. We are not linked to Auckland or anywhere else. We have to rely on the water from the sky, namely called the rain. During the summer, when it gets really hot and dry, people have to be really careful with the water. If you took the ferry, you might have seen and you had to take the ferry. You might have seen on the TV that they are saying, please be careful with the water. Don't use the water too much, etc. So during the summer, it's even more important. Here on the island, we get less than 10,000 people living permanently, but during the summer, it goes up to around 45,000. So there will be a lot of demand for the water. They don't have enough. It can take up to 4 weeks to get the water to your house, the water that you will pay a lot of money. And to your right, you get Goldie Estate. So the gates are open, but they only open at 12, so we don't recommend stopping there right away. But here we are, stop number 3, Goldie Estate in Kennedy Point Vineyard. For Kennedy Point, if you do start right now, you will have to walk around 30 minutes, so you can make it for the opening, I believe. Now, Goldie Estate is our oldest vineyard. It is owned by the University of Auckland. It was donated by the Goldwater family in 2011. Yes, in terms of the timing, it opens at 12 and it closes early as 4 p.m. But they're not the only one closing. These boats are mostly houseboats. Recently, some of them that were abandoned got removed from the bay. And we are now heading to our next stop. Stop number 4 will be for Ostend. Ostend is a village in Belgium. We decided to rename our small village the same because of the soldiers from New Zealand that went to Europe during World War I to fight alongside their allies. And so the main street is Belgium Street. At Ostend, you got kind of a multicultural hub in terms of the food. We got Cappadocia, owned by Turkish people, Nami for Asian food, La Dolce Vita, Italian food. Right next to it, you have a French cafe. You also have a place that is selling kebab and pizza. And right next to our bus stop is Ritual for some vegan food. We also got the Countdown, which is our only supermarket here on the island. So after that we will have the venues, but they are not open yet. So if you want to look around what a small village for the locals looks like, I do recommend stopping here, stop number 4 or 10, and wait for the next bus when the venues will be open. In Valet, we will have 3 stops over there, but everything will be closed. So as I was saying, the venues won't be open at a time. The earliest in the venues Valet will be 11 for Timor 2 and White Estate, as well as St. Helens and the Post Page. Stony Ridge opens at 11:30 and the Waiheke opens at 12. Now with our route, the ones that are going to be open are Mudbrick and Cape Bay. The batch will arrive at 10:45. We got a little bit delay, so let's science, a gym, the skate park, a lot of shops that we need to avoid going back to Auckland. Let's say we need to repair our car, or we need to buy appliance for the house. This is where we will be going. No need to go all the way to Auckland. And the hill that is in front of us / to our left is Hoponhopoff. Hoponhopoff is the Maori name, and we call it also Stony Ridge Hill. It's a really important hill as it is blocking the strong wind coming from the south. And the hill that is in front of us / to our left is Hoponhopoff. Hoponhopoff is the Maori name, and we call it also Stony Ridge Hill. It's a really important hill as it is blocking the strong wind coming from the south. And which means the valley has a microclimate. It's really good for the wine as well as the olive oil. So some of the venues might not just be selling their wine, they might also be selling their olive oil. The Heke is a little bit different than the other venues because they are brewery and whiskery. And sorry about that. And at Red Estate, you also get non-alcoholic ginger beer. If you get your lunch at Red Estate and you get the menu and you show your Explorer ticket, you can get a free ginger beer at Red Estate. So we're going to stop at all the stops so you know where they are. But once again, everything is closed at the moment. You will have to wait at least 30 minutes. And we will be coming back a little bit later, so you will have less time to wait if you really want to come here, stop number 9 and 10. Otherwise, you can also start with Mudbrick and Cable Bay. But just so you know, here is stop number 5 for Tamworth 2, White Estate, and Stanridge. Today is Friday, so the Waiheke Museum won't be open. They only stay and during the weekend. But you will be able to see stop number 6 is pretty close by, so if you want to walk during the day, you can do so. To your right, you got the horses out today.
Left hand side पे गए थे wine yard है.
So stop number 6 will be for 10 dollars. If you want to walk to the postage or the Heke, it's also possible. Stop number 7 will be really, really close by. Now, once again, it's going to be closed. The gates are open, but cellar door won't be open yet. It is number 6 for $10. They open at 11. We shall continue. And once again, the Heke only opens at 12, so if you suddenly feel like stopping for it, just don't. That's my recommendation. Don't stop for the Heke. But this is stop number 7 to your left. So we're not going to stop at this one. No need to. But just so you know, it is here, and to your left you will be able to see the Heke right here. So closed at the moment. Only open at 12. You can come back. No worries. So we are now heading to our next stop, which is stop number 8. That will be for Onetangi. At Onetangi, you got the beach. It's our longest beach here on the island. It's 1.8 kilometers long. Onetangi is a Maori name. One means sand and tangi means to weep or even funeral. And so Onetangi means weeping sand. Back in the days during Maori time, there was 2 tribes that were fighting. One from the north and one living here on Waikiki. And the tribe from the north went all the way to Europe, where they were able to meet the British. And so the British gave them some weapons, modern weapons at the time. They were the muskets. And so when they came back on Waikiki, the people living here on Waikiki didn't have the same type of weapons, which means when they start to battle, it was really a one-sided battle. So pretty tragic. And to commemorate this time, we got the name Onetangi. During the summer, Onontangi gets really popular. Onontangi Beach gets really popular. But today, I'm pretty sure you will be able to enjoy the area pretty nicely without too many people. We got 3 beachfront restaurants over there. The closest one to our bus stop is Charlie Farley. It's a restaurant that has a pub ambience. Pretty chill. They have their TV on any kind of sports. Sometimes they have some music. It's very nice. Right next to it, you got 372. 372 is the postal code of Waikiki. It's also the restaurant's name. It's a restaurant that is a little bit more for the foodies. Now, if you want more of a high-end restaurant, you would continue on the same route to Kimaha. Kimaha's hospitality is top-notch, and the food they serve is always really pretty. We only have one bus stop here in Onontangi, so if you stop here, please come back at the same bus stop to get back on the Explorer. So this is stop number 8 for Onontangi Beach.
गाइस, तो हमने आपको वर्चुअल टूर करवाया इसका बस से। नीचे नहीं उतरे, कमेंट्री मैंने की नहीं है क्योंकि जो टूर गाइड है उसने ऑलमोस्ट सारी चीज़ें कवर कर दी हैं। इम्पॉर्टेंट पॉइंट ये है कि ये जो वाहिकी आइलैंड है, इसका तमाम जो लोग यहाँ पे प्रॉपर रेजिडेंट हैं, यहाँ पे इनका रोड का निज़ाम बड़ा ज़बरदस्त किया हुआ है इन्होंने अपना। प्लस इनके गाड़ियों के रिपेयर के लिए वर्कशॉप्स वगैरह हैं और वाइन के यार्ड हैं और ऑलिव ऑयल वगैरह भी यहाँ पे प्रोडक्शन होती है इनकी। ठीक है, लाइक बहुत खूबसूरत आइलैंड है ना, ये खुद कफील आइलैंड आप कह सकते हो। इनको ऑकलैंड से रब्ता नहीं करना पड़ता चीज़ों के लिए ना, लाइक जो ज़रूरत ज़िंदगी की होती है उसकी बात कर रहा हूँ। तो उम्मीद करते हैं हमारा व्लॉग ये पसंद आया होगा। अगर आप वर्चुअल टूर करना चाहते हो आप इसी को ये देख लें, सारा पूरा आइलैंड के एक कोने से स्टार्ट होकर दूसरे कोने तक हम लोगों ने लैंड किया है, वीडियो रिकॉर्ड कर ली है और इन्फॉर्मेशन है वो टूर गाइड आपको साथ में गौर से सुने, आपको पता चल जाएगा जो भी आइलैंड के बारे में है। तो हम आप इसका व्लॉग करते हैं यहाँ पे ख़त्म। अगर आपको डिटेल में मालूम करना है तो फिर हम दूसरे व्लॉग बनाएंगे डिफरेंट पॉइंट्स पे, तो वो आप जाके सीरीज़ में देख सकते हैं। सो आज का व्लॉग हम यहाँ पे ख़त्म करते हैं, मिलते हैं किसी और व्लॉग में। अगर आपने हमारा चैनल सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है, चैनल सब्सक्राइब कर दें, बेल आइकन को दबा दें ताकि हमारे आने वाली वीडियोस का नोटिफिकेशन जो है वो आपको मिलता रहे। तब तक अपना ख्याल रखिएगा और अपने इस चैनल का भी ख्याल रखिएगा।